was told that we were the nation of gods and earths, formerly known as the opposite nation. So add on.
You said, you were taught formally?
I was too. That's how it came. When Shabi brought it to me, he was like the nation of gods and earths, formerly known as the 5% nation. Now, where he got that from, you got to build with him. But that's what he told me.
I said that we 67. But the degree says.
Wait. When he came on battle on 67, he said what? What did he say?
That we no longer 5%.
Now that's been disputed.
That's what is discrepancy.
Okay, well, that's just my understanding.
No.
I
I
got the Otisville joint.
Let's go. No, the Otisville tape doesn't. He doesn't say that. He doesn't say that in the Otisville tape.
That's what everybody said it come from.
No, it doesn't come from that.
It comes back when he came home.
When he came home, right?
I'm gonna tell you like this, B. I got knowledge of self in '91. That's when I accepted the teachings. I started fighting the teachings from build equality until that point. The reason I was fighting the teachings, I agree with what brothers was telling me, but y'all couldn't be God because of the ways and actions and the mentality you showed me. So I fought against that. You understand? But I was studying knowledge and all these different black facts and all this, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But it was the 5% nation, all right? That attracted me.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? And it was the 5% nation from the time that I was, all the way up until even through what's the name? North Carolina Central. I left there in '91, the beginning of Born Knowledge. It was never called the Nation of Gods and Earths. Infinite was from Now Justice, and he was enlightening University. Infinite never said the nation of
Gods and Earths.
Gods and Earths.
Okay.
When I got home, it was the 5%ers.
Right.
This is Born Knowledge. You know what I mean? Teaching me that we the 5% nation. When I started getting in tune with the root, going to Mecca, Firstborn Prince never told me we was the nation of gods and earths. Firstborn Prince took us in quick and was building with us all the time, day and night. You understand what I'm saying? Take brothers up to the roof, the whole 9 yards. You understand what I'm saying? He never told me that. I started to hear that, you know what I'm saying, through the gods around maybe born wisdom, born understanding, and wait, are we a nation of gods right here? True indeed. We are a nation that consists of gods and earths.
So you never heard that history called God's Earth?
I've heard the history, of course.
I've even heard brothers say, yo, I'm not a 5. I mean, I have 5% is one of my characteristics, but I'm the God of the universe. I've heard that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
What I'm saying is, I'm just wondering where the rejection came from.
So let's keep in mind
of the 5%. Like, what the fuck happened?
The rejection came.
I don't understand that.
The rejection came
sincerely
with the way I see it, to egotistical people. Then let's go. Why I say that is, let's go back. When the Father built, even if you go to the first 9 born, let's just deal with them. You know what I'm saying? If you're dealing with the first 9 born, keep in mind, just like we sitting here right now, and it's, you know what I'm saying, it's us in this room, right? And we having a conversation. Let's say you spark a conversation about you going through a relationship issue, right? Now, based upon my understanding of relationships, because I'm going to base it on my history, what I've been through. So if you spark a conversation right now based upon a relationship, everybody going to have something to add on, right? When the Father built with these different 9 individual brothers, he dealt with them in a conversation about certain things. So he might have told you, let's say your relationship was abusive, you and the woman, y'all can't get along, it's crazy, whatever. He might have told you, you know what I'm saying, you don't need to get married under the government. Not her, you know what I'm saying, because y'all going through this and that and the third and blah, 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 blah. You marry that woman, you going to go through this, you going to go through that, the government is going to do this, that's going to do that. That's not saying that he could build with this brother and his relationship might be on a whole different level, and he gonna build with him on when he did his bills, he did it just like we doing right now. People try to make what the Father said to each individual, just like Christianity tries to do with what Jesus said. They try. If you read the Bible and you read Matthew, if you read John, Mark, or whatever, they telling a similar story, but they telling it based upon their personal conversation and personal relationship with Jesus, right? Now we just doing a simulation, but they telling it on that aspect, right?
Right.
So we not gonna say that he may not have said to a brother a certain thing. He may not have said to another brother a certain thing. You know what I'm saying? So when that brother coming back and said, well, the father told me,
yeah. You know,
and that person said, now, if we gonna take the first 9 born, and then if you got this guy teaching the next guy, he gonna teach him what he know, what was taught to him, right? And so forth and so on and so on. But those conversations may have varied based upon their personal conversation with the Father themselves.
Now, you know, it's interesting that you say that because I was dealing with Now Law from Medina, right? And he talked about, like, you know, the discrepancy of power refinement.
I was about to go into that.
Some people need refinement, guys. A lot of people need refinement.
Listen, you're right on what he's talking about.
Now,
I know who you were. I was about to manifest the same person.
Right, listen, what Now Law told me was that some brothers, you know, didn't come back and get that lesson. You know what I'm saying? It was originally power.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It was originally, but a lot of brothers in Medina didn't come back up to see the Father and to get that lesson that they didn't get before. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of brothers, when he returned, a lot of brothers kept what they got. You know what I'm saying? And then they started clashing with brothers who might have got it a little different. And he said, son, all you need to do, you want to see me, just come together. But they neglect to come together.
Right.
Because all the non-born, they taught differently.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then when they were taught differently, right, and then they started teaching their students a certain way. So this is how we got sects, these different sects in
And
the
that's
nation.
why everybody want to trace your tree back to where it was.
Right.
Oh, you got knowledge of self from who? And that person got knowledge of self from who? And the only thing it does is take you back to the first 9 born. And that kind of lets you know the mind state of where your history comes from. But like the guy said, you know what I'm saying? We are the 5% nation. Our lessons teach us that. We live and we act and we do the duties of the 5%. At the same time, are we not a nation of gods and earth?
Now let me ask you this though, like how you see, you know what I'm saying, also Muslims
And Muslim sons.
So will you recognize a Muslim as a 5%? Because it does
Yes,
say
as a 5%er.
5%, right.
But that's not God and that's not earth. A Caucasian cannot be God.
Let me ask
Caucasian can be a 5%.
Let's stop dealing with wordplay. Because keep in mind this too. The Father was only around us for how many years? Like physically around us to be able to teach us. So who's to say what he would be saying right
What's the
now?
question in the lesson? What the question saying in the lesson?
Who's 5% is the poor part of
Planet Earth.
Okay, the key part is the poor part of this planet Earth. So what about the rest of the planet? Who the 5% of the rest of the planet?
That's a great question,
That's a good question.
That's a great question.
I said what you were saying is a Muslim and Muslim sons. The Muslims represent the eastern part of the world. The Muslim sons represent the northern part, the Europe part, northwestern.
But it also said, but it says who's the 5% of the poor part of planet Earth. So in that degree, that particular degree of knowledge quality, it states also Muslims and Muslim sons.
Otherwise.
That's what we was going into. I was getting into it with King Asiatic that night.
They don't teach
otherwise means.
And so when we say what otherwise means, is that those are the ones that don't know what we know. That's what otherwise is. Otherwise known as Muslims and Muslim sons. That means they practice some of the same things that we do, but they don't know their complete origin. That's why they otherwise.
But now otherwise,
that's real controversial. That's a long Facebook post.
Otherwise is also coming on for the last 7%, the human families of the planet Earth.
Oh,
you know, we teach all human families on the planet Earth. Otherwise, known as civilized people, Muslims, Muslim sons. Those are the ones that we teach.
See, now you're dealing with geographics. on the planet Earth. We're not just dealing with the poor part of the planet.
You gotta also look at where that lesson comes from. Who the first person teaching that the black man is God?
Where did he come from?
I remember Elijah Muhammad said something like, every time you look in the mirror, you're looking at God. He's the first one I heard talking about the black man is God.
And you can't deny that. You can't deny that he came with a million. That you can't deny Elijah.
I know gods who will deny Elijah Muhammad.
Why?
Vehemently, yeah.
Because they become religious with this shit.
Well, not only that. Not only that is because like during that time period, they was calling the law Uncle Tom, or they was
beefing with him and
there was some real problems.
The truth is power, God.
And why would they call it a
And-
they
and-
wanted to
and
stay
why is our
separated from the
fifth degree
devil.
power?
And he realized that we exist in this community. And there are things, not that we're going to bow down to him, but the Father was a mastermind. You know what I'm saying? He realized that there are certain things that we can barter with. You know what I'm saying? Let me teach you how to barter.
No,
You know what?
listen, the only person in the Nation of Islam that I was taught that didn't have a big problem with the father was Elijah Muhammad. Because he was expecting him to come.
Right.
And he said, Lee Clarence alone, let him do what he doing. He said that.
Elijah talked about everybody. You read message to the black man, I give you $10,000 to prove me wrong. He challenged everybody. That book was written after.
Nobody has come back.
That book was written after we already came into existence.
Black man, brothers,
He never said nothing about it. Other than what you just said. He said, leave them alone. They study
Oh, I was gonna say, 'cause
when you say,
But is there any record? Is there any record of him saying that, or is this like hearsay, or like?
For me, it's hearsay.
It's hearsay.
Like actual, right.
it's hearsay for me. It's people's understanding. Now the science though. When you say all you need is 120 lessons, or you one of them book reading motherfuckers, or you think you a free thinker, then you show me you're religious.
Right, yeah.
Because when I was raised up in this, and I know I'm supposed to what? Study the science of what? Everything in life.
Everything in life, yeah.
Alright? So that includes books. I was taught 120 is your foundation. And you stand on your foundation. You upright perpendicular on your square. I'm standing on my foundation. I'm rooted in 120. You understand? So when I take this book, this school of thought, this ideology, this religion, whatever the fuck it is I decide I want to do the knowledge to today and engage myself in, I'm coming from a standpoint of being God, first and foremost. With an understanding of that.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So there's nothing out there because the law is victorious.
See, that's the science of the supreme mathematics, all those other sciences out there.
When you tell these brothers all they need is 120, when you ridicule people, you know what I'm saying, for reading books, that's telling me the wicked Lord niggas are taking over.
Yes.
I don't give a fuck.
No, but you got to also hold on.
When I was a little nerd, the more physically adept, less mentally adept people got their way because they could beat you up.
Yeah.
They were louder.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't want to be around noise.
Yeah, right.
And I see a lot of the true and living don't want to be around noise. Parliaments are thin. Shown proves are thin.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers ain't fucking with the school for this reason, that reason, this reason, that reason. This one's selling this one claiming to be doing this one. It's too much bullshit.
Right, exactly.
Go on Facebook and do the knowledge to the interactions of our people.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but also
do the knowledge to their grammar.
Yeah.
How do you get ARE to equal OR?
120 is full of grammatical errors also.
Of course, I corrected mine the first time.
Right.
And I was told that I mixed up and tampered with that shit.
Yeah, right.
But I'm like, I was an English major, Lord. I'm an English major, Lord.
For being able to
understand.
phonetically write your words down. I mean, to articulate your words and.
Elijah had a third grade education.
That's the reason why captain and lieutenant is being spelled out, because he was helping others to learn how to spell.
Right.
These answers are
That's very real.
answers are answered near correct.
Near correct. See, that's important too.
Elijah Muhammad left out 900 years.
Yeah, the knowledge degree. Right. Yeah.
To this
now
day,
980.
brothers in that school will argue you down and tell you your math is wrong. Infinite sat in there and showed and proved with a pencil and did the math. Nah, you subtracted wrong. What?
Oh, nah, yeah.
When you doing
It's
that,
20, it's 20,
and it boils the same thing. But when you doing that, you're telling me that mentally You're not adept. You remind me of those kids in junior high school. We didn't have middle school back then. Junior high school and high school who was in special ed but on the football team. Yep. Or was in special ed but can fuck you up.
And what's the
because
saying?
They got big chests and arms and they fight all the time. But they don't know shit.
What's the saying that I always say? Keep in mind, even through
everything
the
is free.
So-called grammar school, we all stopped at a different level. You know what I'm saying? Some people stopped at basic math. Some people were able to go on to pre-algebra. Some people went to algebra. Some people went to geometry, trigonometry, whatever.
To put it simply, partner wisdom.
It's the same thing.
Not everyone is supposed to draw up battle plans. Not everyone is supposed to be the architect. Not everyone is supposed to be a frontline soldier. But there is someone for each of those positions. And that's not to take away from someone who finds more use in physicality than mentality.
Right.
Because I've watched a lot of people that don't have the mentality that so-called intelligent people have stake out a greater life that they're living and have more things that they need and what they want.
Ooh, that's what my daughter wants.
You understand what I'm saying? Like one of my people's, his old dad couldn't read, but yet he bought that house. Yet he made money until he died, more than people with degrees.
In my household,
so as a person, you play your position. That's what knowledge of self is about. It's only when people step outside of their lane. It's when the football player wants to be the leader of the nation. When the actor wants to be the president. When the real estate mogul wants to play president. Now the world's fucked up. Ronald Reagan was acting, the world was fucked up. When this dude was playing a black man, the world was kind of fucked up. Because Monsanto got pushed under his watch. And all these young boys is faggots now.
You talk about that in your song, right?
Barack Brando, fucking actor, pushed Monsanto. Come on, man, this is not a game. We live in this shit. And if we're afraid to use power, which is the truth, that's all, then we ain't who we say we are.
I like what I do always say, like, get away from like basics, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause you talk about like brothers, saying that all you need is 120, right? Now, of course you need more than 120. But there's some motherfuckers that will say like, wait, I don't even need 120.
Yeah, all I need is supreme mathematics.
Even that, or they say, you might, or 120 is outdated.
Yeah,
it's outdated. You know,
if I can see the degrees in life today, it's not outdated.
Right.
The wisdom in that shit is eternal.
Nothing was made to be taken.
That's a lack of understanding.
Lack of understanding.
That's a lack of understanding.
Because when you really look at what mathematics and alphabets is, it's the keys to understand 120. So if you stop at mathematics and alphabets, you ain't using the full potential of what this is all about. Because mathematics and alphabets, there's so much in it. Yeah, you can start breaking down yourself, the universe and everything, but you can't really identify it in detail.
120 is your arena to exercising your supreme mathematics and your alphabets. Right. It's your map.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like how to use the language.
Right.
It's
So right. Like you can go in there, you can spar like, wait a minute, like the guy asked me, he said, wait a minute, Buddhism is 35,000 years old. Yeah, show him proof. So you gotta really look at it.
They know nothing about the Qurans.
Right.
They can't retrace that history and everything like that.
Right.
But they understand you because they know mathematics.
Right.
They understand you, but they ain't doing the study for themselves. That's what they robbing themselves.
And all they need is a copy of the Asiatic.
Oh yeah, see, there's brothers that don't bear witness to Asiatic or the Asiatic calendar. You know what I'm saying? Asiatic, I mean.
It's all 120. It's all in that. That's all in 120. But
Somebody said, yo, I don't bear witness to Asiatic. You know, like you know.
Asiatic?
There's some people say that, like, yo,
Everybody don't understand.
that's what I'm saying. Right. Talk about Asiatic, it was made by somebody else, or like a lot of it got it from a white man or some shit.
don't like Asiatic and
You know what I'm saying? But that goes back, like, but you know, the Kabbalah has Asiatic in it. And it's not so much in the same context as Elijah used opposite. You know what I'm saying? Like, same thing.
Can't read something other than
Right.
Because God's only supposed to know 3 verses in the Bible.
Oh, yeah, right. Well,
That's all you're supposed to know.
That's all you're supposed to know. 3 verses in the
complete
Bible.
verse.
So if that's all
Where's
you know,
God
then
is real,
how can you know that you don't know? If that's all you know, how can
Exactly.
you know that you don't know?
There's the
Ezekiel
escape.
3:18.
There's the
Oh,
escape.
this is
If
right.
you don't know that you don't know,
Revelation 1:9.
that's fact. You know you know.
It's
Nobody
crazy.
can tell you shit. And that's how a lot of brothers are.
And it's okay.
Sisters too. Nobody can tell you shit.
It's okay.
Yeah, you can't tell a motherfucker that knows everything. You can't be like, you know everything.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Because that's where they're at.
Right.
So I always say I learned throughout my travels. You know what I'm saying? I used to be a talk straight all the time. Now I learned how to be quiet and just let you talk. Because when you talk, now I know I see your mind.
Right.
So now I can see if you might A alike, you might B alike, or you might C alike. Just be quiet sometimes and let me answer you. They can tell you everything about me. I asked a brother one time how you see the Father in the supreme alphabet. The only thing that he could tell me was the one who fed him. And what I saw in his ways and actions is that he was running around making a bunch of babies that he was not taking care of.
He wasn't even ready to take care
Because he didn't know how to further her education or theirs. He just knew how to fat her. When I realized that simple equation right there, I was like, damn, just shut up and let somebody talk. They're going to tell you everything that who they are. And that's peace. Just like these motherfuckers with the statues and all of that we was talking about earlier with the KKK and the Nazis and all of that. That's not for us. It ain't for me to run out there and try to stop what they doing, you know what I'm saying? Do it. Yeah, I don't care if the fucking statues stay up. I don't care if you support it. I want you to wear your hood. I want you to wear your, display your flag. Because when I see it, then I know who you are.
INFMEGA did this.